This is Hoodies. So testing 1 2 1 2. 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 Word. Test 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Check it. Welcome back to another dope session of Footies the Podcast. I'm the host, Degar Rashidi, coming at you live from the Skill Suite. Well, maybe not so live, but we coming at you, man. Word. Listen, this episode right here is dedicated to the Gen Xers. The Gen Xers. Because I understand. I truly do. I understand. This episode also goes out to the Gen Zers. The Gen Zers. Because I think I understand. I'm gonna need y'all to walk with me here. I promise I'm gonna get there. Just walk with me here. Okay. Back in the day when I was knee high to a grasshopper, right? There were musical groups out. They were very influential. They had style. They had class. They sung with such soul. I guess that's the reason why they called it soul music, right? You had groups like the Temptations. You had James Brown and his crew. You had the Shy Lights and Spinners and all these groups, right? And the lyrics, like I said, was sung with such soul and passion. You know what I'm saying? Meaning. But it was straight to the point, passionate, and soulful. I'm gonna get a lot of these lyrics wrong. Don't focus on that. Like I said, I need you to walk with me. All right? So let's take some lyrics that I'm sure to mess up. Like this. It was the 3rd of September. That day I'll always remember. 'Cause that was the day that my daddy died. Temptations, Papa was a Rolling Stone. Passionate, to the point. You get what the fuck is going on. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. So you had things like that. Other songs. My girl. Talking about my girl. Beautiful love ballads, beautiful songs that you hear. They're very nostalgic. They bring back memories, the whole nine. There were artists who were funky. I don't think James Brown and his band, I don't think they fell in the R&B, maybe soul music, because, soul power, things like that. But I like to call that funk. So James Brown had his lyrics, and this is a man's world. But it don't mean nothing without a woman or girl. And he would have his riffs. Hey, I got it. Right? Do not focus on the accuracy. I'm saying that again. Okay? But then time went on. Things didn't change. There was still soul in the music. There was still passion in the music. Artists were still influential with class and extreme talent, enormous talent, right? But then came another artist, right, who really changed the game. I want to say late 70s, early 80s. Don't focus on the accuracy of my timeline either, right? And we're going to go way beyond scats and skiddly diddly doo, skid up bot skipping out and all that shit. We're gonna get away from the scats. This particular artist made sounds, and you're gonna know who this artist is once you hear the sound that I make. And this is very weird, but fuck it. Okay. Got a line in my pocket, and baby, he's ready to roar. Yeah. And believe it or not, that sound became very influential amongst musicians. Women sang a particular way. Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, female artists had a particular sound, but nobody was really making sounds like that I can think of at the moment. Okay, as a man. Okay. I take it back. Little Richard had a lot of woo, but higher. Think that, but higher. He had a lot of that, but not riffs like that. And you want to know why Prince? Did I say the name yet? I probably just gave it away if I didn't. But we talking about Prince Rogers Nelson, known as Prince, right? He made sounds like that on record. And it became very popular. But not just because of his great musicianship, because from what I understand, he played a shitload of instruments, including all the instruments, with the exception of when he was with the Revolution and I'm sure the New Power Generation. But he played an enormous amount of instruments, so he wasn't just respected because of his musicianship. He wasn't just respected because of his voice and his writing ability, this, that, and the third. And y'all see this pod is rated MAL, mature language. Okay? So check it. Prince was very influential, okay, amongst other men. You know why? Because of the yeah, Prince had, and I mean bad. We're talking Apollonia. We're talking Vanity. Those are the two baddest ones, and then a host of other bad. He had some bad. Listen, when he was no longer with the Revolution, he was with this band called the New Power Generation. There was this big broad, I can't think of her name, and forgive me. Great voice, amazing voice. Even she was decent looking. That is why everybody started to emulate Prince. Everybody from Babyface to Ready for the World, a whole lot of groups. And I would include The Time in that, but Prince wrote and produced majority of their music, right? I think with the exception of, I want to say all of their music. Like when you hear that one song, 777 9311, and just recently, right, I seen the video for that. And the video for that record showed it off of one of the band members from the time called Jesse Johnson, I believe his name is. And so he's playing the beginning of the song. Right? But Prince is playing all that. Maybe with the exception of the drums, because Morris Day used to play drums, but I'm not necessarily sure if he played it on that song or any of them songs for that matter. What I do know is the influence that Prince had. Now, the 80s was real big on makeup. The 80s was the era of big hair. And I'm not just talking R&B or soul. I'm talking rock groups like Van Halen and all of them wore big hair. It's the era of the big hair. And you'd see men wearing, what's this, when they make the lines around your eye darker, what is it, eyeshadow or some shit like that? A lot of the groups was doing that, but some people stood out above the rest, and Prince Rogers Nelson was one of those people. Had a lot of males influenced, and I'm telling you, it's because of them. Men saw that and thought, ooh, word? Shit, if that's what women like, I'm going to do that. You saw men wearing bangs in the front, little eyeshadow, some of them not musicians, you get what I'm saying? Listen, I myself used to take my mom's mascara that they would use to straighten out their eyelashes, and I would take it, pull it out from the thing, and then make a little dot right there on my face to get a little mole that Prince had. Now, my hair was long around the time because, of course, this was also the Michael Jackson era. This was also the Michael Jackson era. You understand? So my hair was fairly long. But back to Prince. right? Prince influenced everybody with that sound. Ready for the world? Girl, tonight. See what I'm saying? That's got Prince's name written all over it. Go listen to Ready for the World's first album. Forget the name of it. It might have been named after the name of the group. Maybe not. I'm having a brain freeze. But I'm telling you, a lot of people emulated that. A lot of people. Terrence Trent D'Arby. You can't tell me this dude was not a product of Prince. You can't tell me that he was not. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as the Time is concerned, you can tell the Time started producing their own music around the time of that one song, Fishnet, Black Pantyhose. Totally different sound. It did not have that Prince sound. And the Prince sound, well, anything other than that, especially for the time, just didn't sell at the time. Everybody copied that sound. Okay, so let's move along. Now hip hop is starting to push, and let's not sleep on Michael Jackson. Let's not sleep on him. He also was influential in terms of voice. Jump on, jump on, top. I know y'all looking at me mad crazy right now, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going somewhere. Oh, y'all still walking with me? Walk with me, man. Dead ass. Walk with me. Okay? So fast forward along, hip hop starts to emerge and take over. One of the first, rap was already around, and I was already listening to it. But one day, I may have said this one of these episodes. Can't remember exactly which one. Doesn't matter. We here now, right? So popped in this VHS cassette tape. Is that considered cassette? This VHS tape into the VCR. And it starts off saying, I'm the king of rock, there is none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. To burn my kingdom, you must use fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire. Let me run the party and come correct. Man, stop playing. Stop playing. When I saw that, it was out with the long hair, out with the Jerry curl, no more moles, fam. I wanted some gazelles now. I wanted a raccoon hat now. I wanted a pair of Adidas now. Now everything was death and fresh. You see what I'm saying? We were all impressionable. All of LL Cool J doing that movie Crush Groove when he comes in, box. What's this, man? You understand? And when he says box, his man turns on the radio. My radio, believe me, I like it loud. I'm the man with the box that can rock the crowd. Probably getting the lyrics wrong, but don't focus on that. You get my point. Gen Xers. I could go on over and over and over. I could go on for days. I'll Be Sure. You know, all these R&B artists. Public Enemy. A lot of us started to adopt that revolutionary spirit that was already in us. They just kind of brought it out. It's the influence. We were impressionable. I could go on all day with different acts and how we were influenced. Don't get me started years later with Das Effects and Wu-Tang. We were young. We were enamored with the portrayal of a lifestyle because not a lot of them was really living that. We became enamored with it. Dead ass. A lot of us go ape shit if we was to hear some of them songs again right now. You understand what I'm saying? So from Prince to, you know what I mean, to Wu-Tang, we were influenced. We were enamored with that look. Okay? So, dear Gen Xers, for those of you who hasn't for those of you who haven't really looked at it that way, maybe it's time you should. For those of you who do see it that way, but you on that, but during my time, we ain't really do that. And you know what? I agree with you. I agree with you. In our era, a lot of shit we did not do. In our era, to walk around, which is crazy, because, you know, men were wearing mascara and shit and making those sounds on record. But that was R&B. Nobody did that in hip hop, right? What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. Back then, nobody was wearing hot pink, fluorescent green. This face tattoo thing is fairly new. Nobody was really doing that back in the 80s and in the 90s. In fact, if we're keeping it all the way funky, Lil Uzi Vert and a lot of these young dudes, or a lot of these Gen Zers are basically just the children of Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne started that. Face tats, dreadlocks. Not that it wasn't around, but more so the blonde dudes with blonde dreadlocks, face tats, and tatted up everywhere. Lil Wayne did that. In fact, he started the Lil this and the Lil that. I don't know if he invented it, the Lil before, but he damn sure took it to a whole another level. It's all kind of Lils. Lil Scrappy, Lil Pump, Lil Zane, Lil Pistol Starter. No, I'm playing, but it was all kind of Lils. Everybody was Lil. Everybody was Lil this, Lil that. But a lot of you are, the children of Lil Wayne. Okay, so here's my point. I think I've probably already made it. Here's my point. Gen Xers, we have to be patient and understanding. We can't necessarily feel I mean, we can, but you still have to be understanding and patient when it comes to young ladies wanting to look like Glorilla. Mad makeup, the eyelashes, the red hair or blue hair or whatever hair a lot of these young ladies are coming up with now. We have to operate with some sort of grace. You understand? Remember back in our day when Kwame was big? Remember the Gumby, fam? Remember the Gumby? Remember that style? Remember the De La Soul haircut? Remember that? Yeah. It's happening now. It's happening now. That's the best way I could put it. So, and then I said, so I was about to say, with the hot pink and the green and fluorescent green colors and things of that nature. I don't know. If you look at some of the photos by Prince, may he rest well. But see, what saved Prince, you guessed it, was them. And I guess that's what's saving you dudes now. I guess that's what's saving y'all. Cause you skinny jean wearing, fluorescent hair, blonde dreadlock wearing, choker wearing brothers. Y'all getting. So it's not a whole lot I can say about that. All I can do really is just look and say, you know what? We was enamored too. We were enamored too. So we can't really bug out if the Gen Zers are just as enamored and influenced, just as we were, and the generation before us over James Brown, over the Spinners, the Shy-Lights, and the Temptations, and Michael Jackson and Prince and Run DMC and LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, the Fat Boys, all these groups. Ready for the World, I'll Be Sure, Keith Sweat, all these groups, man. We were influenced. We had the glove. We had the little bang going down the front because we wanted to see if we could garner some of that attention. Then, like I said, the hip hop era came in, breakdancing hit. The Jerry Curl didn't quite die, but breakdancing hit, and things got a little more masculine. And the pendulum is just swinging. The pendulum just has to come back around, fam. That's all this is about. The pendulum. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The pendulum just has to swing back. And because right now, as far as hip hop is concerned, with the exception of J. Cole and Kendrick, a lot of you youngins can't rap. See, that's one thing my era had better. Even little kids, the little dude that made I forget his freaking name. Damn, going to show my age, right? But them youngins back in my day, them youngins had bars. They had bars. Bars was something that, see, it's different now. Now this generation has found other ways of bragging. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas in my day, the big brag, the big flex rather, was bars. Having bars, the metaphors and the way people spit that shit. You understand what I'm saying? I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8 38s, 9 10 Mac 10s. The shit's never end. You can't see my riches, even if you had MC Hammer in them 357 bitches. Bars were just different. Not so much now. The only person that's still rhyming like they really give a shit and want to body some shit is them Griselda dudes, Conway, Benny the Butcher, and West Side Gun, and J. Cole. Nas still gets it on. Kendrick still gets it on. That about it, man. I might want to throw Joey Badass in there. Well, let's throw Black Thought in there. He still got bars. But there's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot. My point is, us Gen Xers, I believe it would be in our best interest, in everyone's interest, to go ahead, fall back, and cut the Gen Zers some slack. Because they too are being influenced just like we were back in our day. But we can't really bug out over a young lady who wants to get down like Glorilla, at least image-wise. You understand what I'm saying? Or Meg Thee Stallion, or Saweetie, or any of these artists, Doja Cat, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. The era of young ladies wanting to look like Alicia Keys it's gone. This is a new time. You know what I'm saying? So, grace, man, and the pendulum will swing back again. Not necessarily sure if it'll swing back to that 80s, 90s style. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm just grateful to be here, man. Word up. I'm the Nagar Rashidi, and this is Hoodies, man. Peace. This is Hoodies.